Geriatric pregnancies and inductions for their labours. Part 2. Hi, it's Kathy here again. I'm Kathy Fray, a semi-retired senior midwife and best-selling maternity author. And I was going to put this information as a comment in the previous video, but I've just decided, there's a little bit too much information to do as a comment. So let's just do it as another quick video to add on to that as a second part to the previous one. Okay, so firstly statistics, and then how to weigh them up as to how warranted or not warranted induction is for advanced maternal age. Okay, so here's the statistics. The whole reason to do the inductions is based on a desire to prevent unexplainable stillbirths. Okay, so these are the stats on those gestations. It gets a little complicated, but I'll try and explain it really clearly. So the first set I'm going to give you is if you are less than 35 years of age. So you are not in an advanced maternal age or geriatric pregnancy category. So this is the normal rates, okay, for non-AMAs. At 37 to 38 weeks, stillbirths occur in 1 in every 1,750 pregnancies. At 39 to 40 weeks, stillbirths occur in every 1 to 1,100 pregnancies. And at 41 weeks, stillbirths occur in every 1 in 1,400 pregnancies. Now that's kind of interesting, isn't it? That it doesn't actually get progressively worse. It like dips in the middle. So yeah, interesting. All right. So at a younger version of advanced maternal age, or what used to be called geriatric pregnancies, because back in 50, 100 years ago, being 35 or older, having particularly a first baby, was geriatric. That was really late, but these days it's really common. And what also has to be always taken into account is that women these days in their late 30s can often be incredibly healthy and living excellent lifestyles, way healthier than their predecessors were at the same age 50, 100 years ago. So that all has to be weighed up as well. All right, so for the 35 to 40 year olds or under 40, at 37 to 38 weeks, the risk factors occurring of stillbirth are 1 in 1,350. At 39 to 40 weeks, it's 1 in 775. And at 41 weeks, it's 1 in 850. Now, if you are over 40 or over, that's really when the biggest risk factors come in. So at 37 to 38 weeks gestation, the risk is 1 in 975. At 39 to 40 weeks, the risk is 1 in 600. And at 41 weeks, it is 1 in 430. Okay, now all of those statistics are a little bit approximate, meaning, they could be out by sort of somewhere between, say, 20 and 100, but because various research, has slightly different results depending on the cohort, but those are really good, fairly solid numbers that you should be able to base decisions on. So, it really makes, it's such a complex thing making a decision about an induction, because because inductions themselves carry their own significant, underlined, bolded, significant risk factors. And for anybody to describe that inductions are common and low risk is an absolute rubbish. They have their own risk factors. They specifically increase risk factors, particularly of the need for instrumental vaginal deliveries, von Tussa forceps, the need for emergency C-sections, maternal hemorrhaging, lower ABGAR scores in the baby, and higher rates of admission of the mother to intensive care unit and high dependency unit, and higher amounts, I should say, of the babies being admitted to neonatal intensive care unit or special care baby unit. That's the facts. So don't anybody ever think that they're low risk and common. Common they are, low risk they're not. They have their own set of risk factors. Okay, but it needs to be weighed up. So let's say, for example, you are a 36-year-old woman. You have no comorbidities, like you've got no chronic health issues. Your pregnancy is absolutely healthy and normal to date. You have no obstetric complications, no gestational diabetes, no pregnancy-induced hypertension. You have a single baby on board. Everything is healthy and normal. And you're only 35, 36, 37. It would be criminal to be inducing you at 37, 38 weeks. And it absolutely goes against every gold standard best practice guideline there is, practically. Any current ones, we might say. If your obstetrician's still doing the same practice that they were doing 10 years ago, yeah, well, they need to read up on their obstetric journals and get up to play with the current research. All right. However, let's say you're 41, you have a history of hypertension, you have got gestational diabetes. We should probably be talking about inducing you a little earlier because you've got higher risk factors. And maybe 39 weeks is a good idea for you. So it all has to be weighed up as a big picture. But, and here's the big but, also, whatever your decision, you have to be feeling left supported. So if you consent to go ahead, make sure you're doing it with your eyes wide open and you understand not just the benefits of inductions, but you understand the risks of inductions. Because that is the only way for you to truly give your informed consent. And if you decide to decline the induction, which absolutely is your right, so often I hear women say things like, oh yeah, they won't let me go over 39 weeks. What do you mean they won't let you go over? They can't force you to be induced. In fact, as the woman carrying the baby, it is your responsibility to decide whether that's the right thing. And your responsibility to go and get informed to feel like you can decide what is the right thing. You're the parent of this baby. You're making a parental decision. So don't ever think that you're getting forced into this. You might feel like you are, and that's bad. If you're feeling coerced into that decision, that's wrong. You should never be made to feel that way. And wrapping over the back of the knuckles to your obstetrician or midwife who's making you feel coerced and forced into it. If you don't, you should never feel like you're not allowed to go over. No. And whatever the decision is, if you decide not to accept the induction, or maybe not at the gestation they're recommending, they might say 39 weeks and you're going, no, actually, I'm aware that the NICE guidelines say 41 weeks, so I'm happy to keep going. And during that period that you should be feeling completely 100% supported and not marginalized or snubbed or any kind of rejection behavior that the obstetrician is annoyed at you. None of that should be occurring. That's utterly unprofessional. Whatever your decision is, you should feel 1,000% supported in that decision, because they can't crystal ball it. They can't look and go, yeah, we know that's the right thing for you and your baby. It's a hypothesis. It's a guess. It's an estimate. And yeah, so anyway, I ended up going so much closer to 10 minutes than I intended, but it's better to have more information than not enough, right? That's the premise. Okay, love you and leave you guys. Bye.